I've designed this practice to help create a sense of both grounding down and opening up. Grab your bolster, a block, and maybe a blanket for some extra comfort, and let's go ahead and get started. So you want your bolster at your foot end of the mat. I have my block on the medium height, and then I'm going to use the bolster or use the block just to tilt the bolster. I went ahead and moved the block to the higher height here. Wanted a little bit more stretch. You again can decide which height is appropriate for you. We are going to be on our backs and we're going to be doing a supported leg stretch here. I've also still have my blanket behind me. I might want that as a pillow. So I'd suggest here having the bolster somewhere in the middle, sliding up, maybe staying a little bit more to the left side of your mat to start. And now you're going to slide your bottom all the way up to the bolster. And as you lie back, you'll let just your right leg come down to your prop setup. Now you may need to do the little bit of the yoga scooch to get there. Once you find your spot, you can let your hands rest wherever they're comfortable, to your side, on your body. They can even be above your head if you want a little bit more of an upper body stretch. Let me see where we are in our time. We'll have about 2 to 3 minutes on each side in this pose. So the most obvious sense of stretch here might be somewhere in the hamstring, maybe around the hip flexor of the leg that is on the prop. And yet with the lower extended leg, you might also notice some stretch in the hip flexor there where it's lengthened. And again, there's no real sensation in yin that is illegal or not allowed other than pain. If there's any pain, that is your signal in yin to adjust the pose. Perhaps you change the height of the bolster. Maybe you move your leg on the bolster. You're welcome to turn your toes in or out. We don't really follow any specific alignment rules in yin. You're aligning the pose to your own body. It's a functional practice where we're looking at the sense of sensation. Breathing in yin supports the practice simply through a natural, comfortable breath. Notice your breathing, observing about 3 more cycles on this side. And then when you're ready, I would suggest bending the leg that's on the floor first. Sometimes even though the stretch feels really gentle, we don't realize how much our body was actually putting in effort. We move really slowly. I'm going to take the other leg off, and then I'll do a little scooch, sliding myself a little bit more to my right side of the mat so that this time I can extend my right leg. You could also move your bolster setup if that's easier. My right leg goes long, and then my left leg easily comes along the bolster setup. Remember, you can allow the feet to turn out or turn in. We often look for that Goldilocks sensation in yin, the place where there's not too much, not too little. somewhere around 50 to 60% of your effort. Again, you may grow quiet. Feel the relaxation, the release of the muscles of your face, your jaw, your upper body supported by the floor. As you're supported, allowing yourself to open up to this experience, to feel expansive. Now, it is okay for your two sides to be different. We use our bodies in different ways, so they don't always show up as symmetrical when we do our yin practice, and that's okay. Give yourself permission to adjust your props, adjust your body to what is needed, customizing the practice for each side. Especially in this one pose. This is our only asymmetrical pose of the practice. As we finish up this side, once more observe your last few full flows of breath. So full, complete inhale, full, expansive exhale. And again, bend your leg that is on the ground. Slowly remove your top leg from the prop. Give yourself a moment here in center. In these little in-between breaks or rebounds, you can be absolutely still. Or if you find your body is desiring a little bit of movement, like some windshield wipers with the legs, go ahead and make that movement. And then use your hands to help yourself up to a seated position. So for this final pose, we'll be doing a face-up fish pose. There are numerous ways to do fish pose, which is generally considered a heart opener, a pose that is a gentle back bend that allows us expansion across the chest. And it's a very supported gentle back bend when we do it with the bolster. So I have my bolster still vertically behind me. Once again, it's not on an angle. You can do it on an angle if you choose. I've moved my block out of the way. I do like a little bit, just a little bit of cushion under my head, so I have my blanket here. I'm going to move down. This time, I'm going to let the bolster hit me somewhere in the lower ribs. That's going to help with the mass. This time, the bolster is going to hit me somewhere in the lower ribs. That will help to get me a maximal opening in the chest. Now, if that's too much for you, you can scooch so that the bolster comes a little lower on your spine. As always, your yin practice is adjustable to you. So find the place where your upper back feels supported. You can rest your head, and again, maybe allowing a little cushion there. You can roll your blanket as desired. So you can see here the bolster is helping to lift my upper chest. I'm getting a lot of expansiveness and opening there. I prefer my legs long for this. Feel free to cross yours or keep your knees bent. I also prefer my arms out to the side. And if you'd like to enhance that, feeling of expansiveness, of opening, of welcoming whatever comes, turn your palms up. If that's not for you, find a different position for your hands that feels still welcoming, opening. Maybe also you want a little bit more grounding with your palms down. And then once you're in position, start to still let your body be supported, just like we did in our face down poses. We're still finding that same grounding. Now we can also breathe into the space, perhaps allowing ourselves to be just the right amount of vulnerable here as we open up to whatever this last pose may bring to us today. Over the course of this slow practice, you may experience a natural slowing down of your breath. Perhaps you encourage your exhales to start being a little bit longer and slower than your inhales. Remember that if you notice your thoughts being distracted, disruptive, scattered, be very gentle with yourself as you bring your attention back to your body, back to those dual sensations of feeling grounded and feeling open. Let's breathe together for a last few breaths, taking a breath in, filling the body with air, and then letting the breath move slowly out through the nose until you've released all of the air. Let's try that 2 more times. Breathing in, natural breath in, perhaps feeling expansion in the side ribs, the back body. And then if you like, purse your lips for a long, slow breath out. Once more, breathing in, long, slow breath out. You are welcome to stay in this posture as long as you like. If you're ready to conclude the class with me, hands come by your side, legs bent if they weren't already, and once more, gently roll up to your seated position. I'm so glad that you practiced with me today. I'd love to hear how you feel. You comment below. I do read every single comment. Thank you again and enjoy the rest of your day.